All right, so we went over the tests. Oh yeah, here we go. Current events, Kiara, tomorrow. Oh no, yeah. So just remember, you got your current event for tomorrow. It can be the same one. That's why I put you up there twice for American history now. Okay, so real quick, review, bell ringer. Here we go. All right, so we're going to get into a little bit more of Hitler, okay, and how he's going to push Germany into really this nationalistic, militaristic government now, right at the end of World War One, the Weimar Republic. We talked about that, how that was kind of pushed to the side, the burning of the Reichstag. Oh my gosh. Okay. And we're going to talk a little bit about today how he's going to try to control Germany moving forward. Okay. And how his planned tactics, his planned idea with Germany, and how he's going to try to achieve his goals and his plan set out for the people. All right, so describe how Hitler rose to power in Germany, just a little bit of a review, okay? And this is going to propel us moving forward into the start of World War II. So I know I briefly talked about some of the rises of the Soviet Union, Italy, okay, I talked about Germany as well, and Japan. Okay, I want to focus a little bit more on Germany now because this is really pushing to the start of the Second World War. So I'll give you a few minutes to work on this because I know it can be long. Yeah, go ahead, man. All righty, so let's go over this. Describe how Hitler rose to power in Germany. Hey, what do we got? What do we got? What do we have? So there's a little bit of review, okay, of that first chapter we had to build up to World War II, and now we're getting into the start of World War II. So what do we have for this? Kiara, what do you got? The Reichstag. Okay.
That building, and he blamed he scapegoated the Jews for issues and people follow him.
Yeah, good work. Good work. All right, good. So actually, there's a poster on the wall I kind of describes right above Autumn that kind of details on his plan of targeting certain groups, certain people, in his effort of taking control in Germany. And that quote is pretty impactful. So if you have time, check it out at some point. It's pretty interesting how he kind of uses this ideals moving forward. All right, so first things first, right? A 1929 stock market crash in America pushed this world depression. Okay, so not only in America did we see this, but all across the world. And we knew this because a lot of these European countries were what? What were they dependent on? Foreign? Yeah, the U.S., right? Manufacturing, its goods, its ability to spread capitalism, build up their economy, right? Because a lot of these countries were destroyed after World War I. Right, Jeffrey? Better be paying attention. Better not be watching videos back there. All right, good. Yeah, you're laughing, George. He caught you. He's my eyes back there, right? He'll throw you under the bus any day of the week, Jeff. I'm just kidding. I'm joking. Yeah. All right. So, okay, we talked about how that this world depression was taking hold. Okay, and this really. What kind of respect did the German people then, once their country again went through an economic depression, what kind of respect did they have for the Weimar Republic? Jeffrey?
After the Second Depression, they had zero respect for the Weimar.
Yeah, good job, right? So realistically, these people, because they lost all hope again, right? Their nationalism was kind of going down the tubes again, and this really pushed for what? What did this push for in politics in Germany? What did this push for? Jeffrey, go ahead.
Change.
Okay, change, right? So accepting of these extreme values and placing blame on groups of people that may have caused this depression once again in Germany. Okay, and the easiest thing, especially when you're in a country going through a recession or a depression, through hard times, right, who do you blame first? The person in charge, the government, right? Okay, good. So with that being said, this allowed for many people to accept these nationalistic views, these extremist values in Germany, right? And we all know what Hitler was trying to push with his Nazi party, extreme nationalism. He was promising the people a way out of out of this depression. Remember that election we went through, that kind of scenario we went through with that mock election? Yeah. And Arnold Higgins, he was promising people jobs. He was promising people to bring back nationalism, okay, this glorification of their country once again. He was going to try to solve the issues with unemployment right away. He was going to build up on the military. Do you think he was going to adhere to the Treaty of Versailles and what the League of Nations established? What do you think? Kiara, do you think he's going to listen to that? The Treaty of Versailles and all the reparations placed on him? No, not at all. Okay, not at all. Why could he do that? Why weren't there any repercussions to this? Serene?
Who's going to tell him no?
Yeah, who's going to tell him no, right? Who's going to stop him? Okay, Great Britain, France, they're going through the same struggles as the rest of the world. They're going through a depression. They weren't militarizing like Italy was doing, like Soviet Union, like Japan, and now Germany. So who's going to stop them? Who's going to get in their way? No one. Okay, good. And we talked about how he was in jail, right? We talked about Mein Kampf. We talked about kind of his rise to power. And right away, he blamed who for a lot of the issues moving forward? Okay, he blamed a lot of the issues from this depression, from their at the end of World War I, where they fell after World War I. Who did he blame it on? What do you blame it on? Kiara, go ahead. The Jews, right? Yeah. So he started signaling out the Jewish people because, hey, there were spies during World War One. Okay, these people were kind of telling our secrets away to the Allied powers. They were explaining to them where our industrial economy is, right? They're explaining to them where our factories were so they could target these areas and destroy our production. Who else did he blame? Who else did he blame? What? So you have the fascists on the far right, and then you have who on the far left? The communists, right? Good job. So he explained that this communist, this extremes value cannot seek in to the German politics, right? This can't be allowed. So right away, he's trying to signaling the Jews and the communists, make sure that they are pushed out of German politics because they are the problem, right? They were the problem that caused these issues at the end of World War One. And then we talked about how he was elected as chancellor, right? He didn't lose. He didn't win the presidency. Hindenburg did, but Hindenburg thought, well, he has a lot of support of the people, and the way to try to unite Germany moving forward is putting him on as our, in our cabinet, I guess you say, in our group, and he would have the backing of the people. So they appointed him chancellor, and Hindenburg dies within a year, right? So then what does Hitler do? What happens that allows Hitler to claim full power in Germany? Jeffrey?
Blows up the German parliament.
Okay, yeah. So there's this fire in German, pretty much, it's almost like the Capitol building in Germany, and it was the Reichstag. So this burned down, right? And he blamed it immediately on communists, right? He blamed it on Jews. And what did he then do to gain full support and full power in Germany? What did he call himself? What do you call himself, Troy? The Führer. Good job. So he said, you know what? I'm going to be the supreme commander. We're going to lead through these issues, these problems, because let's face it, going through a depression, our Capitol building was burned to the ground. We need to have some sort of unification here. We all need to unite under my leadership. I can lead you through here. And what does he use to try to make sure that people adhere to his requests and his ideals? What does he use? What does he use? Jeffrey?
He uses fear in the military.
Yeah, fear, military, the media, right? Cool. All right. So propaganda. The only thing people see, visualize, is the Nazi rhetoric, the Nazi ideology, extreme nationalism, buildup of the military, right? Okay, he's going to try to build on the concerns of the people. Hey, I'm giving you jobs. Hey, we're building up our military that gave us nationalism all throughout these years. Okay, we're going to talk about a little bit of Lebensraum today and probably more tomorrow, and this expansion of Germany's land, okay, and expansion of their goals and moving their culture out to areas that they lost at the end of World War One. So he's promising a lot of these things to the people, and we're going to discuss over the next couple of days here how he actually achieves giving the people what they want, what they desire, what they lost. That's a great way to get and gain support from the people, right? Yeah, yeah. All right, is there any questions on that? You good? All right, cool. Vocab terms for today. So I want to talk a little bit more about Hitler and how he's moving his support of the people, how he's going to try to keep this and control it moving forward, and maybe some resistance efforts against his leadership. All right, so you have the Hitler Youth, the White Rose, League of German Girls, Indoctrination, and the Gestapo. All right, and Gestapo. There you go. I'll give you 2 minutes to work on this. We'll go over it, and I kind of want to describe a little bit more about the Hitler Youth Organization, maybe some resistance against it, which you'll read about with the White Rose. Yeah, this is like a new chapter here, okay? So we ended with that test. Now we're moving forward and I'm going to add this one on here. Sorry, guys. I know it was on your test last time. I didn't mean to surprise you by it, but you kind of could figure it out because we definitely went over the two terms before. Well, Lebensraum. There we go. Lebensraum. All right, let's go over this real quick. Hitler Youth. What do you have? What do you have? Hitler Youth. Good job. So youth organization. All right, we're going to talk about this a little bit more today, and I have a reading for you where it talks about it more in detail. But academics, education, right? The best way to try to make sure that you have a long-lasting regime, right? A long-lasting organization is target the youth. Okay, target the youth. Make sure that they know what type of requirements you want of them, guidelines. Okay, I guess you'd say fitness, education. Really just the basics of, groundwork, framework of your ideology. Best way to keep that and make sure it's moving in the right direction is target the youth. Same thing with really anything, right? If you're going to sports programs, okay, best thing to do is have a great sound elementary focus so they know what type of practice schedule you're going to run, right? What type of, skills or plays that you're going to run. So that when they come up to the high school, they know it. Bang, bang. It's almost like they can run practice themselves. And that's kind of a smart tactic to use, right? If you want to make sure that your program's moving in the right direction. Same thing with the country, okay? If they understand, in this case with Hitler, he's targeting the Jews, he's targeting the communists. He points out pretty much any type of rhetoric to explain these reasonings of hatred. And he brings up, obviously, the Treaty of Versailles. He brings up the Weimar Republic and how it failed the people. He talks about how all the land was taken away, the military was reduced, territories were lost, right? He said, hey, this is what happened. This is what these people took from you. And also increasing on their academics with different types of engineering, sciences, training especially. Okay, a lot of these youth camps were created for physical training, understanding the use of weapons. Okay, understanding skills to combat out in the environments. Okay, especially in cold weather. high altitudes, you name it, right? It's almost like they're breeding a bunch of super soldiers in a way. Crazy stuff, crazy stuff. But hey, kind of worked out for them for a little bit. Anything that challenged his ideology, right, the Nazi ideology, was tossed out, which we'll talk a little bit more about with Kristallnacht tomorrow. So anything that was created of any type of, a person that was a Jew or someone that has communist ideals, okay, it was destroyed. It wouldn't be taught in schools. It would be outcast. It would be pushed away. There's people that may have challenged this authoritative kind of control of education, of the lifestyle, of the groups of these people. Again, pushed out, exiled, killed, right? It kind of leads into the white rose, which we're going to talk about here next. So what do you have for the white rose? What do you have for the white rose here? Jeffrey, what do you got?
1942 protests against Nazism.
All right, okay. Good. So it's like really an organization, groups of people, especially younger. It's about adults, young adults, adolescents going through the education, going through the school system. And they're handing out leaflets. They're handing out different types of ideology and explaining to people why this is wrong. What they're establishing in Nazi Germany is not correct. Okay, they're explaining to people, hey, you should have your opinion, the viewpoints of politics, of the way this government is run and how it's going to continue to run. That you should have a voice, an opinion, that they shouldn't challenge or take that away from you. Showing the atrocities that were happening all across Germany with the Holocaust, right? Okay, how a lot of these people, because of they had a different political viewpoint, how they're outcasted, how their freedom of speech was taken away, how they didn't have the same rights as everybody else. And at this time in Germany, especially in the late 30s, no one really wanted to challenge the government. Why? Why do you think? Why didn't anybody want to challenge what Hitler had to, or what he established? Especially if you're a German citizen, right? If you didn't have any type of Jewish heritage, or if you didn't have any, I guess you could say, conflicting concerns or viewpoints, why didn't anybody challenge him? What do you think, Jeffrey?
Because Hitler controlled the media, he controlled the military, he had all the power.
Okay, good, good. What else? You talked about it already. Why wouldn't anybody try to challenge him? Why do you think, Serene?
Why nobody trying to challenge him?
What's that?
Why nobody trying to challenge Hitler?
Yeah, why in the late 30s did everybody just kind of roll with the punches and say, you know what, I see what he's doing to this group of people, but we're just going to kind of push it to the side and keep going. Just like that.
People try to stop him. Time down. I mean, he was doing a lot of good things for Germany at that point.
Good work.
Nominated for a Nobel Peace Prize, you know.
Heck yeah, yeah. He was the man of the year. Okay, he was actually the man of the year. Stalin, I think the following year, right? Pretty close, pretty close. So yeah, he had support of the Germans. Like if you didn't have any type of alienation that he was describing, then life was good. Life was good. The standard of living increased. People had jobs. People could afford anything they wanted. It was to a point, actually, he actually wanted people to have their own airplane. Like, you know how people have cars and kids have cars? He wanted to make sure that people had their own airplane, that they could travel and see the world. Everybody had food on the table. Everybody had a luxury style living. Okay. Did the rest of the world have this? Did America have this in the 1930s? No. No. So you can see how he actually gained the support of the people because he promised everything and gave it to everybody in Germany. So realistically, people kind of just pushed it to the side. But the White Rose, again, was a resistance movement and trying to really show German citizens what actually was going on, what was happening to these people that opposed Hitler and the Nazi Party. They're exiled, they were killed, they were pushed out, pushed away. And they did this by sending out leaflets, sending out pamphlets, letters to people. And they had to do it in secrecy because if they would have got caught, they'd be killed. And many of these members were killed because of their actions. League of German Girls. What do you got, Kiara? Yeah. Okay, good. Good job. And really, it's just kind of basic fundamentals of really taking care of the family, the household, preparing food, A lot of these women and actually didn't have an opportunity education. Okay, but for the most part, these German girls were just pretty much prepared and bred to be good housewives for their men. Because as they're going out and fighting wars and expanding the Lebensraum, right, they have to be supportive. So Nazi indoctrination, okay, religion, heavily focused as well. All right, so indoctrination, what do we have? Indoctrination, what do you got for this? Kira, what do you have? Yeah, good job. Good job. So really just trying to focus on the youth, focus on adolescents, the people within the country, and make sure that they only see one viewpoint, making sure that they are following and abiding by rules that were established and set up to make sure that this is a long-lasting regime. Okay, here's an example real quick. I'll pull up a picture online that I think is really kind of grasps everything I'm talking about. All right, so here's just kind of a picture of propaganda. It is a piece of picture describing what many of these Hitler youth were learning. As you can tell, a young boy, what color hair? Blonde hair, right? Probably blue eyes. And they're pointing out many of the different types of features that many Jewish people had, stereotyping these people. Okay, what do you think this is that he's pointing at? What do you think? It's a nose, yeah, the nose. So I'm sure you heard those stereotypes before. And what number does it look like? 6. 6, 6. The number of what? The devil. Oh my gosh. Yes. Okay. Good. All right. So same thing here, kind of picking apart the features of many of these Jewish people. Same thing with the arched back. It's almost like they viewed them as non-humans, dehumanizing these people to show, hey, they're not a part of us. They are not us. They caused these issues and problems throughout the end of World War I. We need to try to push these people out of our society. Almost like rodents. Get rid of the rodents. Get rid of the undesirable people. What was that term called? That was the last chapter. What was that term called? I guess I should have had it for this one. What was it? The lower class, undesirable. What was it? What was it? Yeah. Lloyd. Yeah, there you go. Lloyd. Yep. There you go. Lloyd. So remember that. All right. And then obviously Star of David. Okay. You'll see that, especially labeling these people, giving them arm badges so that people know, oh, there's the enemy there walking through the streets. Make sure that they don't have a job in our communities, in our towns. Make sure that they, when they walk down the street, you give them a bad look. You throw some rocks at them. You throw a brick or two at them. Get them moving out of here. Kind of push them out of our society. All right, so that's just a few examples, like I said before. Okay, where are we at now? Where are we at? Okay, yet. All right, Gestapo. What do you got? Gestapo, what's that? What do we got here? Go ahead, Griffin.
Secret state police.
Yeah, good job. Secret police of Nazi Germany, right? And a lot of these people were kind of obviously directed towards this Nazi ideology, and they were pushed to try to find any type of Jews, communists that were living or being hidden within Germany, within these towns or communities, making sure that people were abiding by the rules and guidelines that were established by the Nazi Party, and even making tours inside of people's homes, checking for these people. Okay, I'm sure you saw many movies already of how the Gestapo kind of walking in with, obviously military soldiers into these homes and checking the homes and make sure that they can try to sniff out any of these people, the loit, right, hidden in these homes or in the community, like, right, if they're trying to hide within the community, if they're trying to maybe forget about their previous social life, whatever it might be. All right, last one, Lebensraum. What do you got? Lebensraum. What do you have? What do you have? Lebensraum. George, what do you got, man? Okay, all right. So Lebensraum just means living space, all right? So just put that down, living space, right? So living space. So Germany, Hitler, he thought, well, the Treaty of Versailles took away our lands, especially along the Rhine, moving out towards the eastern side where Poland was created. And we need to expand our living space. The German people need more room to live. They need more resources to live. If not, right, we're not going to be a sustainable country. So this was a way of describing the people and giving them an idea. Hey, we need this land to live. We need this land to move forward. And the expansion and invasions of these lands are justified because our culture, our Aryan race, needs it to live and to be sustainable. Okay. People are like, you know what? Yeah, he gave everything we wanted. And now we need more. Okay. We need more. All right, is there any questions on that? You good? All right. Okay. So real quick, assignment for you. I know it's sideways. My bad. Sorry. Sitting sideways. Boys in a date. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. All right. So we have here, it's just a reading. Education Nazi Germany. All right. That will be due for tomorrow. Check these videos out too. This one, I didn't get to it yet. I'd like to show it, but I want to give you some time to work on this. It's not going to take you long. But this is a White Rose video. This describes a TED Talk. I know you guys like TED Talks. Pretty good stuff. Describes a little bit about the resistant movements within education, academics, right, in colleges, universities, public education. And then here's Jojo Rabbit. You guys ever see that movie, hear about it? You guys know Thor? Yeah, the director of Thor made this movie, so you know it's going to be a good movie. Thor 3, sorry. Yeah, so you know it's going to be a good movie. So he made this movie. It's talking about the lifestyle of Hitler Youth and describes really how these children thought Hitler was over their shoulders at all times, that he's almost like an imaginary friend, that at all times he has to try to impress Hitler moving forward. Every action he does, it has to be in the good intentions of the Nazi Party. Okay, and that's really, really good movie. I advise you to check it out. It's comedic. It's funny. It actually expresses a lot of the hardships that many of the children in Hitler Youth Organization faced. Also, same thing with these Jewish people, people that have different viewpoints, how they're outcasted. It's a really interesting movie. It's really interesting. Sad, really sad at the end, during parts of the movies. It's crazy. What are you showing, huh? What do you have there? Huh? The Batman trailer. Here I'm talking about something pertains to the class here, and you want to watch Batman. But because it's Batman, because I'm actually in the movie, not telling you who I am, you can check it out. You can check it out. All right. That's all I got for you.